The Wheel of Time TV show, Season 2, Episode 4. Tune in for Fantology's review.
This is Fantology.
You may have heard of us.
This review is going to carry a spoiler warning of books 4 to 5-ish. We'll see exactly what I hit on. So if you haven't read into at least mid of the books, then beware. Episode 4 was pretty good. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I think it did a good job for what it was, which was basically a bridge between events of the first half and what's coming up in the second half of the season. And for that, it was a little boring at times, but it did do enough to set up things and move the action along and create drama. I think drama was the main thing that we've now set up, especially with, evil rising here towards the end of the episode, which was the best part. So let's keep on rolling with that. Best part of the episode was definitely the end where we got kind of the triple reveal of Leandrin is evil and Black Aja and she's up to something. And that really carried a feel of betrayal, I think, in the TV show more so than it did in the books because of the bond of sorts that Nynaeve and Leandrin had been forming. And I thought that was pretty well done. No complaints there. The second reveal was, I don't know, it's much of a reveal, but Ishamael shows up and he's connected with whatever Min and Matt are into. And then the third thing was the big one. Selene is Lanfear, and she's about to reveal herself to Rand, and who knows what would have happened there. But Moiraine comes just in time and kills her, almost. And I was really prepared to hate this when it first seemed like she was dead, because that would have just been way too much of a departure, and I did not like how, the potential for doing that, it would have destroyed a lot of the buildup that they'd been doing with Lanfear. Would have just been silly. So I'm glad that they didn't. I think maybe I need to trust the writers a little bit more and not have these gut reactions to this is terrible, like I kind of had when it seemed like Nynaeve was going to leave the tower as well. Another little bit of a trick that they threw in episode 3. I am really looking forward to seeing what happens with Lanfear now that she is unhinged. And we get to kind of see the madness and craziness that's been brewing behind her eyes for the first 4-ish episodes. I'm really looking forward to that. I think that's a bigger reason why she's popular with the fan base, because you never really know what's going to happen when Lanfear gets on the screen. And I think the actress really has the chops to deliver a great performance here. So we'll see what happens. I hope we get right to that in episode 5. So negatives for me, biggest thing was they continue to treat Moraine's character in a really weird way, and I don't like it. I get that in the books she is very secretive and she doesn't reveal what's going on, what her plan is, what her backstory is, knowing about the prophecy. All of this is very important. It's a big part of her character, and that's fine. We still have that carried over into this version of Moiraine. However, the way she's treating Lan is terrible. I don't like what they're doing here at all, and it leads to Lan having nothing to do and just moping around, and the entirety of his time in episode 4, which was actually a lot of time, was him really doing nothing. I don't know why this needed to be included. There could have been a lot of other things we were interested in that we used with this screen time, but instead it's Lan just being sad because Moraine's being a jerk to him. And I am not here for this drama. I think a lot of the other drama that they're doing in the show is done well, but this is not. So hopefully they rectify this situation in some way by the end of the season. But it really doesn't look like they're doing it at all. It seems like they're doubling down on this betrayal of Moiraine, which I hate, frankly. The other thing that I still don't like is Matt, because they're just not giving him any time. He had one scene, one really small scene to do something with. And in my first review of episodes 1 through 3, I kind of slammed the actor a little bit because I thought, this Matt, I'm not behind as much as the Matt from the first season, who I thought did a great job. But now that I'm kind of thinking, is it even his fault? Because he has hardly any material to work with. He's getting no screen time. Why don't we take some of the boring stuff with Lan and turn it into the fun scene with Matt and the quarterstaff and Gowan and Galad? We all want to see that scene. Rafe said it's going to be in the show at some point. Why not set that up, give the audience some reason to cheer for Matt? Because at this point, I think people watching the show, especially those who have not read the books, are like, who is this dude? He's kind of a loser. He's got nothing going for him. Why is he in the show when there's so much else interesting going on? those two things, Moraine and Matt, still a big thumbs down for me. I think this season could have been much better if we rectified both of those. However, there are a lot of positives, and I think overall, Season 2 is doing a better job than Season 1. Okay, that rant is off my chest. I need to do that. I'm sorry. But there were several other things that I have notes down for that I liked. I liked the cold open with Shamael bringing in Lanfear from her prison. I thought that was pretty well done. Had really this air of evil and mystery to it. And then they put that scene together with her and Rand at the end. I think that really looked pretty cool and pretty evil. So that was nicely done. We really get this evil vibe from our Forsaken, which they need to have. They need to have this, and so far it's going pretty well. I liked a few other mentions like Cadswain. We got her name dropped. I don't remember. Maybe her name was dropped before, but I appreciate little things like that. I really appreciated the flecks of black in Lanfear's eyes, rather, at the very, very end, like the very last shot of the episode. If you missed that, go back and check it for sure, especially if you're a book fan, because that was really fun. And I liked that they finally explained the reason why Rand was in Carrion and why Logain was there and why Rand knew Logain was there, and Moraine set the whole thing up, and that makes sense, and I appreciate that explanation because that was something I was just really confused about in the first 3 episodes. We got some good Perrin moments. We got Hopper finally on screen. Actually, I don't remember. Maybe he was in season 1, but he wasn't named for sure. I'm glad that they gave some kind of explanation to the visions that Perrin was saying, and I buy it. I buy this way of showing that this is what the wolves are saying, and at first, through the first 3 episodes, it was kind of weird, but now, it's fine. And I hope they kind of connect this into Tel'aran'rhiod, which we haven't seen much of. Going forward in episode 5, definitely looking forward to seeing what happens with the girls on their journey over to Falm. I thought maybe we could have done with a few more scenes of them in the tower learning something, because now we're leaving the tower behind, and as a watcher of the show, I don't really know what it was they were doing other than cleaning a lot. Like, did they receive any kind of training? Seemed pretty vague. There was one shot of Alana teaching them a frustrating lesson. They could have done more here. It's been months that they're in the tower, and I don't know. Like, I like some parts of the tower. I like the drama that they're doing, but I don't like that they didn't really make any effort to put any kind of like school setting to it. So that's a wrap for episode 4. Some positives, some negatives. Overall, season is going in a good direction. Not perfect, but better than season 1.